Sensational Saturday. Welcome once again to another exciting edition of the D Word and also the Divorce Dynasty. This is Furley Almonte, your host, with my co host, Caroline Denhard. And of course, today we are joined by somebody super spectacular in the world of beauty and image. Yes. MERYL Schwartz Proctor is actually a maven when it comes to beauty and image because she's been doing that for 21 years. And later on, she's going to talk about all the different things that she has done in her life. She also is the founder and owner of Hashimoto Essential Beauty, and she's going to talk about that. And of course, now that we are also joined by the beautiful, the dynamic, and the really awesome divorce attorney, family law attorney, international law attorney, who's going to also, basically her input on why image is also very important for people who are going through divorce. So this is going to be juicy. Hold tight. You're going to learn a lot from this life-changing edition, right? All right,
Yes,
Carolina, say a
Furley,
few.
Yes.
thank you so much for another fabulous Saturday. Before we went on air, you talked about my sparkly shirt, and I intentionally put on my sparkly shirt. Don't ask what I'm wearing from the waist down because that's for nobody's business. But it's spring, right? We are about to embark on a new season. The weather's feeling better. The flowers are going to be blooming, and no matter where you are in your life, whether you're going through a potential divorce, a divorce, or some other life change that's bringing you down, it's important that you keep yourself together. You know, Divorce Dynasty started out with 10 beautiful women over 3 years ago, overlooking the New York skyline. And the reason I launched the platform there was because that image was power. It was a new beginning. It was the concrete jungle where anything was possible, right? But with all of the aesthetics aside, if you don't feel good about yourself, Furley, you and I have talked about this before. It doesn't matter how many professionals you have in your life. When you look in the mirror and you feel overweight or tired or old or undesirable, you're not going to be your best self. So MERYL, our guest today, who has been in the beauty world, and don't ever say 2 decades. You don't need to say that. You look 22.
She looks young
You know,
anyway. My
right?
goodness.
MERYL
I'll,
has
I'll
helped.
change that to 10 years.
Exactly. MERYL has helped people for quite some time feel their best. And personally speaking, MERYL, who graciously often does my makeup, it's transformational what she does for people. But I would like for MERYL to start with something that many people may not know about her. And that's that she went through a horrific personal injury experience when she was younger that essentially almost took her face off, literally. So for
Wow.
this woman to go through that experience and today to be the face of beauty and fashion for Divorce Dynasty, my God, is that a comeback? MERYL, would you be willing to share a little bit of that story with our audience?
Absolutely. Well, I just first want to start saying thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on. And yes, I unfortunately did have a very vicious dog bite to my face while I was in the, let's say, height of my career, working with Bobby Brown, Backstage Runway, Entertainment Tonight, Hollywood Access. And my face was completely taken off and redone by I'd say about 187 stitches. And I was also paralyzed for 2 months where I had no motion in the side of my face. So yes,
And
that
so
was,
when MERYL, when someone goes through that, and now we could talk about divorce and we could talk about losing your job and we could talk about all sorts of things, but when you go through personal trauma that is ridden with physical pain, and then you go from being a stunning woman to a woman whose face is bit off, where did you find the strength to not give up and to basically fight your way back to who you are today?
you learn at that moment more about your inner beauty. You learn more about the person that you really are, and that it's not all about, well, my eyeshadow isn't perfect right now and my face is not, symmetry perfect right now. And you start, it just allowed me to bring out so much more of the human being, and the true woman that I am, not just being solely focused on what I look like.
Furley, you would agree that in today's world, especially in this world of Zoom, right? Because now we're all virtual. Now, we sit with our waist up and our face really now has become the focal point as we sell ourselves, whether it's personally and you're dating online or in business. Furley, do you feel that it's more critical than ever to have people like Meryl surrounding our women that are going through change because our world is so visible from the waist up?
It is imperative. If you have to make an investment on yourself, you want to make sure that you actually show up in this platform right now in your best self. Oftentimes we are not confident. We see the smallest, the smallest flaw that we have in our faces, right? But in reality, we are not focusing on what makes us different and what makes us come alive and beautiful and very magnetic. Now, when you work with somebody like Meryl, obviously, she is a maven when it comes to beauty, when it comes to image. She knows exactly how to work with certain features and how you can best project yourself, whether it be on television, whether it be on the computer, or whether live. As you can very well, she's stunning. She's worked with supermodels. This is a person that has worked, with ordinary people as well as big celebrities, and she has seen the pressure that the society puts on many of us. Actually, I'd like to ask that question to Meryl. Now that of course, having gone through your tragedy, at the same time having worked with beauty experts out there, right? How do you see the confidence of women, basically either being amplified or actually diminishing because of the pressure of society?
It is so stressful for what we see, first of all, as from years ago on the magazines, and right now, bigger than ever, everybody looking at Instagram and what's considered perfect. Um, Makeup is emotional. It changes so many factors, whether it's working with someone who lost a ton of weight, someone who's going through a divorce. We all know what it feels like when we feel wonderful and we walk out and something so little can give us such credibility. And then that carries us into the entire day, how we approach life, how we approach business. It's the inner feeling. It is just such a powerful thing to have. And it doesn't mean a full fledged of makeup either.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will say that, and I've spread this message for a long time. It's not just about your external appearance, because you have to do a lot of work internally to get your house in order, whatever that house may look like. But I will say this: it's the quickest fix for you to raise your self-esteem, for you to, turn an eye as you're walking, for you to feel that you have a presence about yourself and that people want to pay attention to you. And we're not saying that this is a message of being shallow. Absolutely not. But think about it this way for whoever's watching. If you look in the mirror and you feel poorly about yourself, what are the odds of you stepping outside of your door and accomplishing greatness that day? You're not going to, because you're starting your barometer with something that's already subpar. You're already feeling badly, not good enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough. So, Meryl, when you work with people, and I love your before and after shots that you post on social media, because it really shows the world what you can do you see an immediate different, do people sit up straighter? Do they sound better when you finish them?
I've had people hug me. I've had people cry. I've had people that will continue to this day to call me, um, because it is life transforming, but in an emotional way. It's an instant gratification, but it really allows them, like, wow, I really can be this. I really can feel this good. The same thing when COVID hit. The biggest thing that when all my clients called me, it was to schedule even 5 minutes. Try to keep your life as uniform, timely. And I don't care if it's a mascara or a moisturizer, don't let that go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
Furley,
important.
Furley, do you see this in your life coach? You're an international published author. You work with so many women across the globe. This is an international issue, right? Women love makeup. They love smell,
Yes,
right?
actually, I love what Meryl said, that makeup is emotional. I've never heard that before, and I love it. And truly is. Like, how it is when you feel like not so up and up. You put in the lipstick and suddenly you feel a little different, right? Like, there's something about that. And yes, actually, I am an image consultant myself. that's not the focus of my career now. And that's why I said, like, oh my gosh, I would definitely recommend people to work with somebody like Meryl, because oftentimes they look in the mirror, and just like what Carolina said, you don't really see a beautiful, you know sparkling diva in there. I always often said, like, I have to share this story. One time I was in Macy's, and I saw people there, right? And then they were looking in the mirror, and then they're focusing on their flaws. And I said, I just went up there and said to them, be mindful of how you speak to yourself, because that's exactly how people will see you. And people, if you look at yourself and you say, like, oh my gosh, I'm ugly, I'm fat, of course that's how people, you're projecting that. And the way you're projecting yourself nowadays, energy is awesome. Image consultants like Meryl actually work with colors. She works with how you can best contour your face and work the right color palette. And as a matter of fact, when I was years ago, I followed the trend, and I want to learn from you about, like, people follow trends, right? But not all trends work. I remember, like, I bought these colors from Bobbi Brown, and they're all like natural tones. And I bought like $95 worth of makeup, and I looked in the mirror, and I looked like death warmed over. And because it was not my color. So what would you say to women when it comes to buying makeup, for instance?
Stop with the rules. Makeup is fun. You're going to meet so many different artists with so many different ideas. It's about what works for you and what makes you feel beautiful. If you're a person who is empowered by a strong, beautiful lip, do that. When I was younger, I was always the woman, a bunch of girls would see someone gorgeous and say, oh God, she thinks she's something. And I'd say, but she is something. Look at her, she's stunning. There's something beautiful, I feel, as a makeup artist. When I look at a woman, there's always one, or sometimes many, powerful things that you should take and really, accentuate what you have and what God gave you. So I don't love rules. You must contour. You must, the word you must. It's about what works for you and what makes you dynamic and really touches your heart. Not always like
one of the things that I love about what Meryl brings to the table in Divorce Dynasty, Furley, is that when our clients are going through divorce and they are lost, and let's say they've been a stay-at-home mom for many, many years, and they truly don't know who they are. Am I a mom? Am I going to be an ex-wife? Am I a grandma? Am I going to start a new career? They don't know. And what Meryl does for people, she gives them different looks. This is the look you're going to have to go on your job interview. This is the look you're going to have when you go out and meet with your friends. This is what you're going to do when you. And so it gives people, women, the journey to truly identify themselves. What feels best? Meryl just made a good point. Don't be afraid to try things, but what do you feel you're best in? Is it stronger makeup, lighter makeup, red lip, pink lip? And it's not shallow. It's so critical. It's a form of therapy. It's a form of building your self-esteem, especially when you literally look in the mirror and you don't know who you are anymore. Who are you? And as women start their next chapter with the help of the Divorce Dynasty platform, that may mean changing your look. That may mean changing where you live. That may mean changing your job. Everything's changing. The change does not have to be scary. Furley, wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. Embrace change. Try different looks. Like, we all color our hair differently, right?
No, we don't. No, we don't. I don't color
Yeah,
my
I
hair.
don't know why she said that. I don't know. Never have. Never.
But definitely, like, I try different looks. I actually, like, but I realize I work best with short hair. And also, like, I want to learn actually your intake on this. Like, say for example, part of the image is the hair, right? So I actually live in an active adult community, and more often than not, what's that, Carolina? What's the age typically when people get divorced?
Oh, it's all over the place now. I mean, it's all
Oh,
over
it
the place.
is.
The stereotype is that you get married young, you hit your midlife crisis, and you're going to step down. You're going to step up to a younger wife, right? That's the stereotypical. But between, I would say, 45 and 55 is where we see the most of it, right? Yeah.
Okay. So now, of course, our hair color, we begin to see platinum highlights. At one point, I actually said like, "Oh my gosh, I would love to have platinum color hair and just look like very Tabitha." That's her name, right? And then I said like, and then I moved to an active adult community where everybody is silver. I was like, it's like,
It goes again with the rules. The rules, like the number one thing you'll always hear is, when you get older, go softer. When you get older, wear less makeup. When you get older, keep your hair lighter. Again, the rules, but that doesn't always work for everybody.
so what would you say if, say, for example, okay, I'm ready to date. All right, okay, I'm divorced. I'm ready to go out there. I'm starting a new career. I'm ready to date. And of course, like you don't feel confident. You don't know what, how do I get dressed? Because sometimes I see people dressing way too young for their age because trying to be youthful. What would you say to people like that? And, in the way, let's start with the hair, the makeup, and also the way they dress,
I
because
think
that's part of the image.
I think the biggest thing with dating, I really find this, we can all put pictures up that are all filtered and amazing and wonderful. Remember what you're trying to obtain. You actually are going to finally meet in person. So you really have to be cautious about, I think it's being true to yourself. Be beautiful, look beautiful, wear something great, but, don't put on like, a masterpiece that when you finally meet with someone, you want them to know who you really are. It's like sitting down and not saying, "Oh, that was you in your picture." So I have a lot of girls come over and help me get dressed and my makeup, and I want you to be wonderful and I want you to feel excited, but I want you to also be real and be who you are, and that's the person you want to meet in you, not just a picture that's made up.
Yeah. That's why
And Meryl makes a fabulous point, Furley, because one of the things that we're going to be doing through the Love Second Time Around platform at Divorce Dynasty, because look, we take you from getting your assets together, figuring out if you're going to get divorced, getting you divorced, and then helping you with your life after, which includes moving and meeting Meryl and dating and so on and so forth. But what I'm realizing now is that we need to help our clients not only get the image, but then maybe do these videos rather than all this fake filter stuff on Instagram and the dating sites. Send a video to your potential guy so he hears you, sees your mannerisms, the right lighting, so that you become more real. And maybe that's a softer landing, right, than just going on the blind date or something, right? So there's so many things that we could do for women when they are in a time of their lives, and men, that's the most scary, and you're feeling your most vulnerable, you're most broken.
That's a great idea. I mean, just to be like, this is who I really am. This is who I can be. Like this is when I'm having fun. I'm more than willing, to at any time. People who know me, I'll take off my makeup in front of anybody in any second. The biggest lesson I had to learn from Bobby Brown. I grew up a teenager wearing a lot of makeup all the time. And she's like, the one thing I want you to do is I want you to spend the day when you go to the bakery, you go to ShopRite, the dry cleaners, wear nothing. And I remember I was younger and I was like, excuse me? I can't do that. It was about feeling good within your own skin. And then everything thereafter takes place.
I have to share this because I think it's so funny. With all of these filters and over makeup right now, with like eyelashes that go like 5 inches long. They say that best kind of date to take a woman is swimming.
I don't know how to swim.
That's a
I
hard
don't know
one.
how to swim. Forget it.
No, I guess they're just saying that because it will reveal how exactly they really look.
I can't go underwater. I have contact lenses. That's my excuse.
No, but I really don't know how to swim. But Furley, you make a great point. I think that there's so much pressure in today's world to look perfect, be perfect, have the perfect image, the perfect Facebook post, the perfect car, the perfect house, the perfect dog, perfect, perfect, perfect. And that's fine. But what does perfect mean for you? Furley, you made a great point about the energy that you exude. I'm a big follower of the law of attraction, the power of the secret. I've been following this philosophy in my life for over 10 years at this point. I believe that what I give off, I'm going to attract back. And that perfection that I'm seeking may not be what Meryl wants, may not be what you want. You have to have your own roadmap that's going to make you glow. What makes Furley glow may not make me glow. And Meryl, I think that what you do for women is incredible because you actually try to bring out what's within them, not just doing their face pretty and saying, okay, now you're perfect. You listen. You ask them what they want to accentuate. You ask them what's wrong with them. You ask what they're looking to accomplish. And that's a true artist. That's just not a makeup artist. That's a true artist. That's a life coach. So I am thrilled that you are on this platform.
Thank
and
you.
more importantly, that you have gone through your own journey and that you come from a place of real growth.
There's a story. This is important. There's a story to every client. So when you're doing someone's makeup, there is a story.
Yeah. Meryl, question. Okay, so people do not, they keep hearing the word image. What exactly is image?
That's a great question for
image. It's image to me is how you not only perceive yourself, but how you allow others to perceive you.
Yeah,
You can create anything you want. That's the diversity and the power and the fun is you can perceive, as Carolina had mentioned, I'm such a believer as well as energy. And, when you walk in a room, if you want to command attention, you can achieve that. And I will constantly say, if I know how to teach people that if you walk in a room, do you want someone to see your eyes? Do you want someone to see your lips? You can actually command the presence you want. You really can. And a lot has to do with your inner being, not just your makeup.
Okay, give us one power tip right now.
Ooh. Power tip. I've said so many. I'll say less is more. And don't forget your mascara and eyebrows. I'm sorry, I'm really big into eyebrows because that fits everything.
So when you say less is more, what exactly do you mean by that?
I think that there's so much beauty that comes out that it's not always you have to have more to accomplish a beautiful look. I think being true to yourself and working within your own natural beauty is something timeless.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Can you share with us what would be a process when somebody is going, let's say, for example, they've gone through a divorce, now they're ready, they're single and ready to mingle. Okay, walk us through the process of what an image consultant will do to be able to transform the life of a new divorcee.
Well, first they meet with me, and
first they meet with me.
I'm so sorry. First they meet with Carolina, then how did I say that? Then they meet with me, and I, want to hear the story. I want to hear where they're at in their lives right now, where they're going, and it's such an empowering journey to see the transformation, the joy that it gives me. Is truly amazing. And they're walking out, and it's almost like the person who walked in versus the person who walked out are two different people. They feel completely different. They act completely different. It's mind changing. It's unbelievable.
And MERYL is more than just makeup and hair. MERYL also has an eye for fabric and fashion and design, and so she will also dress you. So when she means you walk in A and you walk out B, she's serious. But it's not just slopping some clothes on you. She gets to know who you are. Where are you going? Where's your next meeting? Where are you interviewing? What image do you want to maybe accomplish? We're not looking to change people. We're looking to help them redefine as they start their next chapter.
And then right? Now, actually, well, let's talk about also something that you have in your life. You have a Barbie collection. I'd love for you to talk about that because that is something very
the Barbie collection. Yeah, and doing my bio was so funny. A friend of mine who's an editor, she said, I actually wrote this bio off of having a conversation with you. I was like, where did we get Barbie dolls? And she's like, yes, I'm going to admit this on live right now. I still have my first Barbie doll, the Cher doll, the Farrah Fawcett doll, and also Fonzie with the thumbs, for those who can remember. Okay. My brother took my Ken doll and shaved its head and did permanent marker. So yeah, I still have that one, although the first can probably would be worth a lot of money, but it's bald with permanent marker right now. Yeah, and I won't give that up. The doll that twists the hair from blonde to brunette, it's been since I'm little. I'd go into a store and I could walk into, now I'm going to show my age, a Bradley's, or I can still to this day walk into an Ulta, and it's like having it's like putting a child in a candy store. It truly is. It's still just enlightens me.
It's your passion. It's really, it's a passion that started when you were little. And I think, Furley, the best careers that we could all have for ourselves is what truly is within us. Because, you know, it's an old cliche. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So, MERYL, your journey has been from a little girl who loved makeup to make things pretty, to a success today, to joining the Divorce Dynasty platform, to starting your own journey, and to never losing what you truly wanted to do, which is to make the world a more beautiful place and help people feel more confident and beautiful about who they are, so they could achieve the success that they're meant to achieve. Furley, what a wonderful show. I'm glad we all have our makeup on. I mean, I hope we all look
Yeah, I know, right? You know, I'm trying to read her bio, and there was something that she said that you actually partner with the Ingot Cosmetics of Poland.
Yes, actually, Inkla is one of my most favorite, amazing cosmetics that I highly recommend. I won't get into like pigmentations, but I do when I do a makeover. I don't just also do a makeover. I think the biggest thing is teaching. I think we know what it's like to go to a store and have a goodie bag and say, yes, this is great, and get home and be like, what do I do again? So I do follow through with my clients. It's very important that they feel comfortable and that they're able to achieve that look when I'm not around.
You know, and to that point, when you're going through life change, such as a divorce or something other happens to you, and you're going to now maybe join a gym or have your therapist on speed dial or something, you should factor in, if your budget allows, having somebody like MERYL as part of your transition team, okay? Because MERYL makes an excellent point. You go to Neiman Marcus, you buy the goodies, you come home and you're like, what? I don't know where to even begin with this, and you're going to lose the momentum. So if you have a budget, right, you put yourself on that, you get your core team involved to help you get to where you want to be. And self-care in a time where the rug is pulled from underneath you, Furley, I think you would agree, is absolutely critical. It's critical how you get out of bed every morning.
Okay, before we go, give us 3 tips that you would like to share with our viewers on what they need to do now that they're ready to embark on a new career or a new life, maybe attract a new spouse.
Ooh, new spouse.
Number one, before anything, it does not have to be expensive. Take care of your skin. It all starts with good skin. It doesn't matter if you have the most expensive makeup in the world. Number two, definitely learn your color palette and what works for you. And really invest, even if it's a video or even if it's, again, working with me, invest in getting the knowledge and the right brushes. You can have all the makeup you want in the world. If you don't have the right brushes, you will not perform the right application. Key.
Okay, now I'm sure so many of people in the audience right now would love to consult with you. How can they?
They can reach me at ashimoto.com. And that's my website that has all my information. And Ashimoto _ is my Instagram. And I do work very closely one-on-one with each client and every different situation. I realize there's not a lot of people that, everyone's in a different situation. And I do take my clients one-on-one very personally.
Yeah, and for those that are looking to meet Meryl, myself, and Furley in person, Divorce Dynasty is going to be hosting a spring soiree. And what could be more appropriate for this time of year as we're all blossoming? So keep an eye out at divorce-dynasty.com for information about that event. Also, keep following us on Facebook. We will talk more about that. But we all offer consultations, right? So all of us are here for you. Take this time of year to really think about where your next chapter is headed. Clean house if you need to. Invest in yourself and make sure that you are the best person that you can be.
I love that. I love that. By the way, if you have not actually followed us on Facebook yet, please go to Divorce Dynasty, because we are a group of vetted professionals in so many different industries, not only in image. We have different types of lawyers regardless of what specialty you need: divorce, family law, international law, immigration, employment, you name it. We have realtors, we have matchmakers, we have insurance agents, and so many others. And we are here to help you transition into a beautiful, sparkling new beginning. And you don't have to do it alone. Yes, yes, sparkling, right? Like, yeah. So, I can't wait for us to get together for our spring soiree,
All
right?
right, yes, yes.
And then
Details to follow this week.
maybe Meryl can give us some, a couple makeovers,
Absolutely.
and that would be so much fun, right? Meryl, any
Absolutely.
last words?
It would be my pleasure.
Yeah. So, any last words before we go?
Beauty comes from within inside. It definitely
Okay.
comes with inside. Only outside makes it better, but it all comes from your inner being and inside.
Whew, that would be so nice to be able to sparkle inside and out. And that is exactly what we do here at the Divorce Dynasty. Okay, wasn't this an exciting edition? I told you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, starting next week, we're going to wear more colorful, like as inspired by our founder of the Divorce Dynasty. Yeah, and so we can get ready for spring. And we hope that you're also going to clean house, detox from relationships, from things that no longer serve you. It's time to move forward in life. If you want to travel far and high, you have to get rid of what weighs you down. All right. On
Well
that note,
said. Thank you, Furley.
Thank
you're
you so much for having me.
you're welcome. Thank you so much, Meryl, Carolina, and of course, this is Furley. Oh, until next time, wait for another exciting edition next Saturday at 11 a.m. here at the D Word. Take care. Enjoy your
Bye,
weekend and
guys.
sparkle. Bye bye.
Thank you.